26 races completed. We now go to race number 27 in the meeting, the fifth and final race for senior Rotax. And here is the starting order for the final time here. Starting from pole position will be the number 306 of Jori Tenhef, and alongside will be the 333 of Linus Henson. Luca Thiel in the 399 will have the number 303 of Tim Mikametz alongside. Lucas Thompson in the 312 and Philip Hamfrecht in the 337. That is row number 3. Bastian Barlage in the 329 and Julia Ponkratz in the 307 complete the top 4 rows. And completing the top 10, Lukas Hartmann in the 309 and the 318 of Fabian Bock as they head their way onto the formation lap. So rounding out the 20-strong order, it is as follows. Max Busch in the 313, Finn Stiak in the 338, the 316 of Jan Heinen, the 383 of Denny Bount, Lasse Reinhardt in the 305 completes the top 15. The 304 of Norton Griffith Falke, the 369 of Lukas Vavajanak, the 325 of Yannick Hermann, the 366 of Luca Köster, and Vivian Michel Rait in the 328 will complete the starting grid. "14 minutes on the clock, plus an additional lap. Red lights are on the starting gantry for the final time for Senior Rotax. We'll have 2 more races to go after this one to conclude the action here at Arena E in Muelsen. The drivers now start filtering their way through into the final corner. The anticipation builds. They split, they go into the tram lines. Revs rise on the Rotax Max Evo engines. Lights go out, we go racing one final time. And there's an almighty tussle at the front of the field, heading into the right-hand kink, going into the first corner. But Linus Henson steals the lead initially. Looked like Luca Thiel was getting sandwiched from both sides as they fast approached the right-hand kink. As the drivers now filter their way into the blast towards the other side of the circuit. Luca Thiel in second. And Juri Tenhef, our pole sitter, now down in third place. So the drivers now making their way to the far side of the circuit through the first of 2 successive right-handers. The fast one being one of the fastest on the circuit, if not the fastest corner on the circuit, coming onto the main straightaway. Henson gets the head down. Thiel just behind and now tries to go for the lead up the inside of the 333. Makes the move stick. So Tenhef up into still in third. Lucas Thompson up to fourth. Tim Mikametz and Philip Hamfrecht round out the top 6 positions. Fabian Bock, Bastian Barlage complete the top 8 with Finn Stiak and Lukas Hartmann just ahead of Julia Ponkratz. As there are several drivers trying to make their way through up the order, as the top 6 drivers trying to get away. They were covered by just over 1.6 seconds on the last lap. So Luca Thiel leads Linus Henson. Henson on the back bumper of the 399. Tenhef in third. Thompson fourth. Tim Mikametz in fifth. Philip Hamfrecht still in 6th position. Bastian Barlage and Finn Stiak now ahead of Fabian Bock. Lukas Hartmann completes the top 10, so the top 6 had a gap from Hamfrecht to Barlage of around about a second. As the 318 of Fabian Bock trying to close on Finn Stiak and the 338 for 8th position. And it is getting closer and closer between the top 6. They were covered by just over 1.1 seconds. Again, Thiel leads now on to what is going to be lap number 4. 3 laps in the books. Henson charging forward. Can't get past for the lead quite yet, but might if he gets a good run coming out of this corner. Gets into the top of the 399. Up to the next turn to the left-hander, which then doubles back onto itself, and then it's a quick 90 right. And the amount of control that these drivers do have when the carts are pushed to the very limit of adhesion. As I noticed that Luca Thiel coming through this chicane after the infield straightaway was going a bit sideways at times, but still managing to control it and modulate the throttle to power through and correct the cart's direction. So Norton Griffith Falker is an early retirement, so we're down to 19 competitors. As now the top 3. Oh, Tim Mikametz sends it up the inside of Lucas Thompson into the first main corner in the 303. And that has now allowed the 337 of Philip Hamfrecht to try and go up the inside himself and nearly gets through. Thompson manages to hold on whilst Hamfrecht ended up being compromised trying to go for the position, and that has allowed the 329 of Bastian Balaj in the just behind to try and close. Finsterk, Lukas Hartmann, Fabian Bock, Julia Ponkratz, Jan Heinen, Luca Köster, Lasse Reinhardt and Denny Bout round out the top 15. And the top 10, well, make that the top 11, were covered by 2.9 seconds. The gaps are getting closer between these drivers. As now, Luca Thiel behind Linus Henson. Juri Tenhef trying to look to see if there was an opportunity to get through for second. Gets out of that corner, puts the power down, as now Luca Thiel trying to go up the inside of Linus Henson. Gets up the inside, and Juri Tenhef gets through too. Oh, crikey, could it be another one if Timmy Kametz has got through? Not quite, as one driver goes very wide, and that was Timmy Kametz. Linus Henson and Philip Hamfrecht get through. And now, was that Fabian Bock that just got past? As now, that has completely changed because one driver is losing positions down the field. And Tim Mikametz, I think, has just jumped out. That is now, I think, effectively 10th position. The 2 leaders now, in the meantime, the 399 of Luca Thiel and Juri Tenhef now battling away for the lead. Linus Henson now a clear 1.482 seconds adrift in 3rd. And has got Philip Hamfrecht trying to battle back and looks again up the order. Tenhef looking towards, seeing there was a gap to get through on Luca Thiel. Luca Thiel not able to let that happen. So Tim Mikametz now confirmed in 10th position behind Julia Ponkratz in the 307. Six minutes down, 8 to go, plus an additional lap. Juri Tenhef trying to get the run of momentum coming out of the final corner to catch up with the leader, Luca Thiel in the 399. There was 71 thousandths of a second adrift that time around. Linus Henson now has just over 2.5 tenths of a second between himself and Philip Hamfrecht in the 337 in the battle for 3rd place. As a little bit further behind, the 312 of Lucas Thompson battling away, as up the inside of Luca Thiel goes Juri Tenhef for the lead. Linus Henson and Philip Hamfrecht still round out the top 4 positions, as Bastian Balaj actually got passed by Lucas Thompson for 5th place. And then just behind is Lukas Hartmann, Finstiak, Tim Mikametz, who's now got past Julia Ponkratz for 9th position. And then Fabian Bock in 11th. 2 leaders come across the line to complete lap number 8 as we go past the halfway time on the clock. Fastest lap of the race that time around was Linus Henson, a 51.849. And the 2 in front, Luca Thiel a 52.370, Juri Tenhef a 52.121. But again, Luca Thiel looking very close in the braking zone. As up the inside goes Tim Mikametz to take another position, and that looks to be up the inside of Finstiak. So Tim Mika-Metz trying to push forward. And on that last lap, he did a 52.445. As now Luca Thiel looks towards the inside of Juri Tenhef through the right-hand kink and goes up the inside on the very next corner. Retakes the lead, but Tenhef going towards around the outside, goes to the left to cut back through, and Linus Henson gets an absolutely brilliant run coming out of that double right off of the right-hand kink past the start-finish line. As more dramas, more dices down the order. Tim Mika-Metz is ahead now of Julia Ponkratz, who's now up into 8th position, so 7th and 8th for the pair. But Philipp Hamfrecht, along with Linus Henson, are closing on the leaders. Henson again sets another fastest lap, and what's more, Philipp Hamfrecht is nearly on the same pace as the 333 from Kachmi.de. Leaders now come around the final corner, come across the start-finish line, on to lap number 11, 10 laps down so far, at an absolutely blistering pace in the Sunday afternoon sunshine. And the top three covered by just over 2.8 tenths of a second. Running order at the moment is Luca Thiel leading from Juri Tenhef, Linus Henson, Philipp Hamfrecht, with Lukas Thompson rounding out the top 5. Tim Mika-Metz, Julia Ponkratz, Fabian Bock, Lukas Hartmann and Bastian Balaj round out the top 10 positions. Finstiak, Luca Köster, Jan Heinen, Danny Berndt, Lasse Reinhardt, Max Busch, Lukas Vavajanak, Yannick Herrmann and Vivian Michel Heid still circulating. So 19 drivers having made it through so far, as we have just over 4 minutes and 20 to go. Top three really getting competitive. It's Linus Henson up the inside of Juri Tenhef after the right-hand kink. Tenhef trying to go side by side with a 333, but has to slot back into position. Just behind, they go up to the next corner. Henson goes defensive. Tenhef looked to go up the inside, but then that allowed Philipp Hamfrecht to close up. Top four were covered by just over 8.5 tenths of a second last time around on the completion of lap number 11. Tim Mika-Metz is bringing along Julia Ponkratz as the pair trying to catch up with Lukas Thompson, who's looking a little bit lonely at the moment in 5th place. But with the pace that both Tim Mika-Metz and Julia Ponkratz are setting, Julia Ponkratz is actually second quickest out of the entire field with a 51.860 and was quicker by just over 3 tenths and was faster as a result of the driver in front, Tim Mika-Metz. Ponkratz looked briefly towards the inside after the right-hand kink, as there's a little bit of a dice a bit further down the order. I think it was the 303, as now we have a change for the lead once again. Well, it looks like that Linus Henson now leads. Juri Tenhef now in Juri Tenhef in second. Philipp Hamfrecht has now dropped down, has now come into 3rd place, and dropping down from the lead down to 4th is the 399 of Luca Thiel. So we still have 2 minutes and 40 seconds plus an additional lap. Linus Henson now has a gap, not a considerable one, but it is now over 5.5 tenths of a second. Then it's a further 0.138 back to Philipp Hamfrecht, who now is in second, past Juri Tenhef. Tenhef now trying to retaliate up the inside of the next corner, gets through for second. But what this is now allowing is that Luca Thiel can get back into the top 3 if there is the pace. Hamfrecht, goes for it up around the inside of the first part of the chicane and gets through on Juri Tenhef. There was a little bit of a rub from front to rear bumper, but it was enough for Philipp Hamfrecht to get through up into second position. We're into the last just under 2 minutes of this race. Linus Henson leads. The gap last time around was 0.557 of a second. Let's have a look as Philipp Hamfrecht crosses the line in second place. It's over 1.2 seconds now. As up the inside of Juri Tenhef goes Luca Thiel. Tenhef gets the switchback, retakes 3rd position. And in the meantime, Lukas Thompson now trying to close as Julia Ponkratz goes up the inside of Timmy Kometz to take the place and then goes wide. Timmy Kometz retakes the position, and just behind them is Fabian Bock in the 3:18, and then also Lukas Hartmann in the 3:09. And there's a battle, there's a three-way battle just behind, which is Bastian Balázs, Finn Stiak and Luca Köster. And that is the battle for over what is 10th position on the road. But Linus Henson still leading the way. We now go on to lap number 16. 53 seconds on the clock to go, plus an additional lap. As now Fabian Bock close on the back bumper of Julia Ponkratz, who has Tim Kometz just up ahead. Lukas Hartmann not too far away from this battle, as Ponkratz goes defensive on Fabian Bock in the main infield technical part of the circuit. But at the moment, Henson has a lead of 1.256 seconds. Philipp Hamfrecht leads the charge for second to fourth between him, Juri Tenhef and Luca Thiel. So let's see, is it going to be close? This is going to be tight if Linus Henson has to do this plus another lap. Let's go. Oh, that was bang on the buzzer there from Linus Henson. So now we go on to the penultimate lap. And he puts in a 51.992. As now Philipp Hamfrecht coming under fire. And Juri Tenhef not that far behind the 3:37. Luca Thiel still there in fourth, but Lukas Thompson now joins the fray once again. And then just behind that, Timmy Kometz still leads the train from 6th to 9th, which will include Julia Ponkratz in 7th, Fabian Bock in 8th, and now Lukas Hartmann in the 3:09, who is in 9th place. Henson now will come flying out of the right-hander to now go on to the final lap of the race and of the weekend for Senior Rotax. And it is a slipstream drag race down towards the first main corner between Juri Tenhef in third, Philipp Hamfrecht. Oh, nice move up the inside from Tenhef. Philipp Hamfrecht, I think, might have had a little touch from behind. And he pointed in the direction, I think, of Juri Tenhef, so there might have been a little bit of a touch that set the 3:35 wide, and that allowed Luca Thiel to now go back up into second position. So Juri Tenhef now has Lukas Thompson to battle with in the dying stages. Through the final chicane comes the 333 of Linus Henson. 2 more corners to negotiate. 15 minutes of racing action. The 18th and final lap is about to be concluded. The checkered flag waves. Well done, Linus Henson. The 333, and he knows that he's done the job. Well done. 3:99 of Luca Thiel takes second ahead of Juri Tenhef. Lukas Thompson, Philipp Hamfrecht rounds out the top 5. Timmy Kometz and Julia Ponkratz round out the top 7 positions. Lukas Hartmann, Fabian Bock and Finn Stiak complete the top 10 ahead of Luca Köster, Bastian Balázs, Max Busch, Jan Heinen, Denny Bount, Lukas Vavagenac rounding out the top 16 ahead of Yannick Hellmann, Lasse Reinhardt and Vivian Michel Reit, but Linus Henson wins here in Senior Rotax Race 5 here in Muelsen by 1.749 seconds.